I'll be covering a simple stretching routine that you can do for your arms, your body and for your legs after a stroke, no matter what stage of stroke you are in. I'll be covering 3 sets of exercises. The first set of exercise is going to be suitable for those of you who are largely lying down or largely in your bed most of the time. The second set of exercises is going to be for those of you guys who are largely seated in your wheelchair or in a chair at home most of the time. And lastly, the third set of exercises is for those of you who are able to stand and walk. Welcome to Basically Physio. My name is Suresh. I'm a physiotherapist. Quick disclaimer, none of this replaces medical professional advice and I do this in my personal capacity. First, let's try to understand why stretching can benefit you after a stroke. When someone has a stroke, what happens is that side of the body tends to be a lot more weaker compared to the stronger side. And when there is a lot of weakness on one side, what happens is that you're not going to be using the arm or the limbs or the body parts as often as you will be using your stronger side. And because you're not using it as often, what happens is that there will be stiffness that happens in the muscles and the joint. Secondly, what also happens is that when you're not using the muscles most of the time, intrinsically, there will be changes to these properties and some of these properties will tend to stiffen over time for the muscle units. And thirdly, spasticity or high tone. This is actually quite common after a stroke and it happens over the longer period of stroke. That means you may not face it in the early stage of the stroke, but the moment you go back home or a few months down the road, you may start to notice this tightness that's happening. If you want to check out about spasticity, take a look at the top right hand video and this will explain to you a lot more of spasticity. So stretching is actually not a magic fix and it's not going to completely eliminate the tightness that you are facing day to day. But what it will help you is that it will give you temporary relief. And in this temporary relief, this is where you want to try and do some activities when your hands or your legs are a little bit more looser and you can actually activate the limb a little bit more better. So stretching is a temporary solution, but it can give you a relieving effect, and if you do it regularly over the period of the day and also over the period of the weeks and months, it will give you a benefit in the sense that you'll be more comfortable to move your arms and limbs, and also you'll be more comfortable to rest in a seated position. As a general rule for all the exercises, for those exercises that cause you to move, these exercises I want you to do between 8 to 10 repetitions and 3 sets once a day first, and you can do and progress it to a few times a day as much as you can tolerate. Now for those stretching exercises where you're required to hold for a prolonged period of time, I want you to hold for between 20 seconds to 30 seconds and repeat it 3 sets in one sitting. And also you can do this a few times a day if you're able to tolerate and if there's not much pain for you. Now for safety aspect, you must respect the pain. If you are having sharp pain and if your pain score is about 4, 5, 6 out of 10, what I want you to do is to stop the movement and actually ease back on the pressure that you're putting. If you're facing sharp pain, do not push past this pain. You want to do all these exercises very slowly and in a calm and relaxed manner so that you can get the most benefit out of stretching exercises. The first group of exercises is going to be for those of you who are in a bed-bound situation and you can actually do it all while lying down and resting. So we're going to start off with the arm first. So you can take a look that this arm is going to be my affected arm. So what I want you to do for the start is that using a stronger hand, go and grab the wrist or the palm of your weaker hand and just try to do a bit of elbow flexion and extension. Okay, so for your stronger arm, it's going to have to come a little bit more past the midline of the body and grab this weak arm and bend up and down. Okay, so the first few repetitions you may feel a lot of stiffness and tightness, so it's okay, just go slow. After a few repetitions you may find that it is a little bit more looser and easier to do. Okay, so as mentioned previously, all the moving exercises I want you to do for about 8 to 10 repetitions and 3 sets. Okay, so we're going to start off with the elbow first, and subsequently once it's a little bit more loosened, what we're going to do is that we're going to try and grab this entire arm like this, or if let's say you have a little bit of strength on the weaker arm, try to clasp your hand like this. Okay, if you're not able to clasp your hand, you can also just grab the palm area like this, and what I want you to do is try to straighten out the arm, and using your stronger arm, what I want you to do is try to bring this arm across the body like this. Okay, so you do not need to go up all the way. You do not need to go up all the way because some of you may have a lot of shoulder pain and elbow pain as you are moving in different angles. So go to the angle where you feel a little bit more ease and not so much of pain or discomfort. Just follow along in the angle in a diagonal motion upwards. Okay, as you're going in this movement, your elbow can bend, but if possible, try to keep it a little bit more straighter and just go across the body and come back. As I mentioned earlier, do not go and do the movement whereby it's all straight and you're pushing past discomfort or pain. Whichever movement is comfortable for you, just go ahead and go in a diagonal fashion. I do not want you to be very fixated on doing the diagonal pattern extremely correctly. As long as you're moving in a diagonal manner and it is not causing you any pain, continue for about 8 to 10 repetitions and 3 sets. Hey guys, I've actually created a free PDF for upper limb recovery, and you can actually take a look at this, and the download link is actually in the description below. The next exercise is going to be for the legs. What I want you to do is try to get your knees bent like this, okay? If let's say your weaker side, you're not able to bend it, you can use your stronger arm to actually try and pull the pants or pull the back of your thigh and try to pull it as close as you can towards your body. If you're not able to get this leg up at all, another option is to get your caregiver to help to push this leg into a position like this and help yourself to actually hold the leg together. So your caregiver can actually just hold onto your knees together so that your leg is not flopping out like this. Okay, and the worst case scenario is that if no matter what you do, you're not able to get the weaker leg up like this, it's okay. You can just proceed with your stronger leg, just moving like this. It will help to loosen up the hips as well. Okay, so assuming that you're able to get into a position like this, or your caregiver is able to hold onto your legs at the thigh here to help you support, what I want you to do is just either putting your arms on the tummy here or by the side here. I just want you to go into a gentle rocking movement, left and right. Okay, this is going to help you to loosen up the hips and also the low back, and just do it gently. Okay, you do not need to go all the way down like this and come all the way out like this. Okay, just gentle rocking. I just want you to do this for about 8 to 10 repetitions, 3 sets. Another thing that you can do if you're not able to get this leg up into a position like this, you can actually put a towel at the bottom part of the thigh, and using a stronger arm, try to pull the towel and bring your leg like this. Okay, so knee rolls is the first exercise for your lower limb. The next exercise that I want you to do is actually a little bit of a heel sliding movement, but this, especially when your leg is weak, it will be a little bit more difficult. So what I want you to do is, using your stronger leg here, hook below the ankle of your weaker leg and try to use the stronger leg and your stronger arm to pull this leg like this and pull it out like this. Okay, so using your stronger leg and your stronger arm, try to grab the thigh. Actually, if you are able to get the bottom part of the thigh, will be easy, but even the side of the thigh, the inner part of nearing to your groin area, if you can just hook the leg like this and straighten out, it will be a little bit more easier to do like that. Okay, another thing that you can do is you can actually put a towel over this weaker leg and use that towel and use your stronger hand to actually pull the leg up like this and out. You do not need to do a perfect movement like this, okay, because it's going to be difficult in your weaker leg. So just as much movement as you can get for your hip joint here, just go ahead and do that. The last exercise for stretching for your lower body and also for your trunk is going to be turning side to side. Okay, so I'm going to show you a turning movement, but before we start turning, we want to get your hips and your knees in a bent position like this. Okay, so you do not need to get it bent all the way up. As long as you're getting it slightly bent like this, it's already a good enough position to start. Okay, so previously we did the knee rolls. Now what we want to do is, using a stronger arm, we're going to reach to the weaker side. Okay, so we're going to turn like this and come back. Okay, so your weaker arm can be either at your tummy or on the floor here, on the bed here. But just be mindful of the shoulder pain. If you're having pain, just be careful of the amount of pressure that you're putting or the amount of angle that you're turning. Okay, if let's say you have a lot of shoulder pain and not able to tolerate this position, then you don't need to turn all the way to the side. Just halfway point will do as well. Okay, so first thing, you're going to bend your knees like this. If you're not able to bend your knee on the weaker leg like this, it's okay. You can keep the knee straight, and using your stronger leg, just push and turn. Okay, so we just want to push and turn. Okay, so for this 8 times 3 sets, 8 to 10 repetitions, 3 sets. Now, for those of you who want to try and turn the other side, if you have enough power on the weaker hand, you can actually do a bit of a reaching movement like this, similarly like how you turn to the stronger side. If not, if you have something that you can grab on to the stronger side, what I want you to do is you're using a stronger arm, try to grab and pull yourself and try to turn this way. Okay, turning to the stronger side may be a bit difficult at the start, but it's okay. Just turn to the weaker side first if you're not able to turn to the stronger side. Okay, so weaker side is just bending a stronger leg and using a stronger arm, reaching out to this side. So coming to the second group of exercises, this is for those of you who are able to sit down for a longer period of time, okay? So this is going to be my weaker arm, and using my stronger arm, what I want you to do is just try to grab the front part of your hand. If you can clasp your hand like this, that's good, but if you're not able to, that's fine. Okay, before that also, try to sit a little bit more further out of the chair so that you have a little bit more of space to move your upper limb. And what I want you to do is, when you grab your arm like this, what we're going to do is, you're going to just dangle your arm like this on the weaker side, and after that, using a stronger arm, we're going to do a bit of elbow flexion first. Okay, just to warm up. Okay, once you're done with the elbow flexion for 8 to 10 repetitions, next what we're going to do is you're going to go into a diagonal pattern, similarly like what we did when we were lying down. Okay, so for this movement, what you're actually doing is your weaker arm like this, you're just going to go in a diagonal pattern like this. Okay, do not be too fixated on the exact pattern for the diagonal movement. Just if you can keep your arm straight and go across the chest this way, that's already a good movement. Okay, so also be very mindful that for some of you guys, you'll have shoulder pain, especially when you go to about 90 degrees or more. So if you're having that, then do not push past 90 degrees. Okay, just go to an angle that you're comfortable with like this. The next exercise is going to be for the trunk. It's going to be a rotation movement for the trunk. So this is also going to start off with leading off from the hand. So this is my weaker arm. The stronger arm is going to grab the weaker arm and try to extend it out like this. Let me straighten out the arm like this. You do not need to go up to 90 degrees. As long as you're a little bit more straightforward with a little bit of a flexion, that's already good enough. Okay, so try to get a position like this. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to turn to the stronger side. Okay, and then we're going to turn to the weaker side. Okay, so turn to the stronger side and turn to the weaker side. If you're not able to do the leading movement with your weaker arm, that's fine. Okay, sit a little bit more out like this and just try to use your stronger arm to reach to the side of your weakness, and the stronger arm try to reach to the area where you have strength. Okay, so using the arm, you're going to lead and move. Okay, and you're going to go each direction. You're going to do about 8 to 10 repetitions and 3 sets. The next exercise is also going to be for the trunk, but it's going to go into a side-to-side movement. Okay, so for this, what I want you to do is your stronger arm here, just dangle it on the side down here. What I want you to do is, using a stronger arm, try to reach to the ground as much as you can. Okay, if you're having an armrest here in your wheelchair, either you can remove it, but when you do remove it, get someone to stand over on this side just so that you do not fall over. Okay, if let's say you're not able to remove the armrest, that's fine. You do not need to go all the way to touch the floor. Okay, just a slight movement like this to loosen up your trunk, that's already a good movement to begin with. Okay, so just drop your body to the side on the stronger side first. Okay, and then come back up to neutral. Okay, just like this. For some of you, you may have a big wheel down here for your wheelchair. You can actually put your hand on the wheel to actually pull yourself towards this side and come back up to the stronger side. Okay, pull and come to the neutral area. Now for the weaker side, if let's say your arm is not having enough strength to do any of this pulling movement, that's fine. Okay, just put your arm on the lap here like this and just try to reach your shoulder, try to reach it towards the ground and come back up. Okay, so for this side, if this is your weakness side, it's going to be a little bit more scary, especially if you don't have anything down here to block you from moving. So do it with an armrest here, or if you have a table nearby, such that if you are falling over by a lot, you can use your stronger arm to get onto the support surface and push yourself up like this. Okay, so just drop your shoulder towards the ground and come back. So when you're seeing this video, you do not need to go all the way like how I'm doing. Okay, you do not need to move your body to the degree that I am moving. You may not be able to, that's fine. Even just a slight movement like this is already a good start. Okay, work your way up towards having more. If you're finding this video useful, do consider liking and subscribing to the channel, and also signing up to my weekly newsletter Rehab Recovery. The link is in the description below. Now coming to hamstring stretch when you're in a seated position like this. So this is my weaker leg and this is my stronger side, okay? So what I want you to do is have a step stool at the front here and try to put your weaker leg at the top and your heel resting on the step stool here, okay? And in this position, I just want you to lean forward, okay? Lean forward. Using a stronger arm, you can try to grab the toes of your weaker leg, and you should start to feel a bit of stretching happening on the hamstrings of the weaker leg. Okay, so this is one variation that you can do. Another variation that you can do is actually just remove this step stool here, okay? And you want to sit out slightly. Okay, when you're seated out slightly, your weaker leg, just try to extend it as much as you can and just lean forward and try to touch your toes. You should also start to feel the hamstrings at the back here stretching out, and you want to hold this for about 20 to 30 seconds and repeat for 2 to 3 sets. So now you're coming to a standing exercise, and we're going to start off with a calf stretch for the weaker leg. So imagine that this is my weaker side and my stronger side is on the right side. What I want you to do is face a support structure like this, and using a stronger arm and your weaker arm, try to hold onto the support structure like this, okay? Now from this position, what I want you to do is try to actually slide your weaker leg backwards, okay, such that your heel is still touching the floor and your heel is not lifted off the floor, okay? Your heel is still touching the floor and your toes are pointing forward, okay? So when you're in this position, you can actually start to lean the weight forward onto your stronger leg, and when you are doing that, you want to really keep your knee straightened, that means not bent, straightened, and be very, very mindful of the heel, okay? You do not want to lift off the heel like that. The moment you lift off the heel like that, you're actually not having a good enough stretch, okay? Now coming to the upper limb here, if you feel that you're leaning too much on the weaker hand, what you can do is, using a stronger hand, come towards the center. That means your stronger hand, instead of reaching towards the area of where your arm is, try to come towards the center of the body to support the weight a little bit more evenly, okay? So now when you're stretching this way like this, you want to hold for about 20 to 30 seconds, and you want to do it for about 2 to 3 sets, okay? So once again, weaker leg at the back, the heel is on the floor and the toes are pointing forward, okay? The toes shouldn't be pointing outwards like this, it should be pointing forward like this. Using a stronger arm and a bit of your weaker arm, extend the leg and lean forward. You should be feeling a stretch at the back of your knee going down towards your calf. So this is the calf stretch first. Now we are coming to the standing exercises that's going to help you to loosen up your trunk. We're going to do 2 movements here. First thing is, using your stronger hand, you want to grab your weaker arm like this and just slightly come forward like this. And what I want you to do is standing shoulder feet apart, okay? Shoulder width apart, sorry. Your feet in your shoulder width apart. That means not too narrow like this and not too wide spaced out like this, okay? So just with your shoulder width apart, your stronger arm holding onto the weaker arm. What I want you to do is just turn to one side and try to turn to the other side as well, okay? So earlier on in the sitting position, we also did this, okay? And if you're having difficulty using your weaker arm, just your stronger arm is also fine, okay? Using a stronger arm, lead it towards the weaker side like this, okay? And then lead it towards the stronger side like this. Okay, so when you're doing this, you can also look at where your vision is pointed at, okay? So if you want to reach out further, look ahead to that direction and try to turn your body and come to the other side as well. So when you're doing this, try not to move your feet, okay? So that means when you're turning to this side, and if you lose your balance, try not to open up and catch yourself. That means this degree of movement is too difficult for you. You do not want to go to that extent, okay? Just go to the point where you do not lose balance and you still do feel a bit of movement in the trunk. The next exercise is going to be a side movement for the trunk, okay? So once again, using a stronger arm, try to put your hand on the thigh like this and just slide it down like this, okay? Slide it down like this towards the stronger side. Okay, towards the stronger side, just slide it down like this. Okay, you want to do it slowly, okay? Do it slowly, and once again, feet shoulder width apart. Okay, now coming to the weaker side, same thing, you can use your weaker arm to actually slide it down. But if that is not working for you, then just think about dropping your shoulder down towards the ground and up, okay? If you are able to stand, your balance should be not too bad. So be very mindful. If you find that by doing this, you are losing balance easily, either you get someone to stand on the weaker side, or you can actually hold onto a support structure on the stronger side here as you are leaning down to the side, okay? So be very mindful. Just cause you're standing, yes, you do have strength, but your balance may not be very good yet. So when you're doing all these exercises, just make sure that you have something to hold on to, especially on your stronger side, so that you can actually grab. And so if you want to have a chair at the back of you where you can just sit down to have a rest, please put a chair just for safety purpose. Now we're going to do a bit of a hamstring stretch for the weaker leg. So you want to have a step stool at the front of you like this, and on your stronger side, this is going to be my stronger side, you want to have something to hold on to or grab onto. Okay, for this exercise, I'm going to put your weaker leg at the top of the stool here, and using a stronger leg, I want you to just shuffle backwards like this. Okay, so for those of you who are able to extend your knee, you are able to straighten your knee, what I want you to do is just, once you straighten out the knee, just lean forward, and you should already start to feel the stretch at the back of your thighs, okay? Now for those of you who are not able to straighten the knee, then even in a slight bend position like this, you can just lean forward and you should start to feel a little bit of stretching happening at the back of the thigh, okay? So this is for your hamstrings, okay? You want to hold this position for about 30 seconds, 20 to 30 seconds, and you want to repeat it for 3 sets, 2 to 3 sets. Okay, but be very mindful that you want to hold on to a support structure either on the stronger side or in the forward area. If you want to check out a full arm recovery workout, take a look at the top video, and if you want to do a stretching exercise for your upper limbs, take a look at the bottom video. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.